And I took one component of that plan and I brought it right over here, didn't change one bit of it. And how many of you think travel savings dollars is bigger than a 60-cent sachet of coffee? Now, I'm not putting my coffee down. We made some money with my coffee, but when you take the travel savings and put that in here, so when David said, yeah, you know, if you want to make $1 million a month, listen to him. And I'm sitting there like, that's going to be cute money for somebody. You think I would just make a lateral move? So, it made $1 million a month, go do it over here again. No. I'll say this on camera. I'm telling you right, I dare any come side by side. Proof. Hey? Listen. In less than 3 years, multiple $1 million per week distributors right here in our Buumerang. Now, I know we're ruffling the trunks of some of our elephants who say, man, I don't believe it. It's okay. You just keep doing what you're doing. You can graze yourself right on up there too. Because we do personal development, and you will understand how to metamorphosize from where you are. And if you want to ever become one of these monkeys, the first step is qualify Sapphire. It's going to be, we call it monkey training. Go Diamond Weekend in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay? And so you can do that too. So I don't want you to think that it's for you, but it may be for you later. Okay? But this, guys, I've never seen anything. That's why I can't sleep. Never seen anything like this before. Okay? So here it is. I want to explain something. This is one bonus, and I'm not even going to talk about the uni level right now. I'm going to give you one bonus, and you will blow everybody in the industry away if it was only this bonus. This one bonus alone for me was averaging about $450,000 a month. And it's only 4 generations. Wow. See, some of you, well, if they pay 10 levels, you don't know comp plans. I do. Create them. It's a talent of mine. That's what I do. Watch this here. Leadership Development Bonus. What's the first word? Leadership. What's the second word? Not leadership static bonus. It's leadership development. We will pay you when you develop other people. When you develop other, we're going to give you a bonus. You make somebody better, you move them from an elephant to a monkey. I probably need to find something different because some of y'all are like, man, he keeps calling me a monkey. But it's a big saying, guys. It's a big saying, okay? But when you develop them, you take somebody from a non-leader to a leader, we're going to pay you extra money for it. Okay? So here our plan is you build wide. Build wide. Okay? Don't give away your sponsorship. Okay? Do not give away your sponsorship. All right? Don't ever do that. Well, I just want to help my people qualify. You're hurting them. If you want to help people, we have what's called the Boom Foundation. Right. Yeah. Seriously, that's how Peter will show you how to help a lot of people. Okay? I don't help people in business. I develop them. Stop making people weak. Don't give things to them. My son came back and said the best words he ever said to my wife the other day. Thank y'all for not paying my bills. It's the best thing y'all could have ever done. Why? He would have never developed it. Paying your rent. Here you go. Your mama rich, so we're going to buy this. No, not over here. Not in this camp. Don't work like that, buddy. See, over here working, right? He's working. He's putting some work in. Now, Leadership Development Bonus. Here's how it works. Watch this here. I'm going to give you a couple of examples. Some of you won't understand all of this. Don't worry about it. I'm going to teach it and break it down. But I'm going to show you how you get paid unlimited levels. In this example here, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. But that's just for illustration purposes. We want you to go wide. Remember, you're sponsored 2 a month. You're starting your second month. Sponsored 10 your first month, so 2 times 11 is 22. Plus the first 10, you're 32 wide after a year. So this is just an example. I'm going to show you how your bonuses apply to just 2 of the legs that you have. It may apply to 6 to 8 of your legs. I'm just going to show you how it applies. In this example up here, you've gone diamond. We just showed you how to go diamond. How many of you agree that you now believe you can go diamond? Right? There's some work to do, but now you can see a picture of how I can do it before you. Oh man, I can't do that. Diamond over here. Now they make diamond. Oh, I'll never be a diamond. Now you probably believe you can be a diamond faster here than you did before because you have a game plan. Right? So now, don't worry about this. Everybody apply. This applies. I just wanted to show diamond. I want to show ruby. I want to show emerald, show sapphire. So what happens is this. The Leadership Development Bonus is in generations. Generation 1 pays you 2%. I'm going to explain the generation. Number 3 pays you 3%. Number 4 pays you 4%. And generation 4 pays you 5%. But there's this magic in this plan that I don't want you to ever try to explain, but it's called dynamic compression. It's the magic.
Yes, sir.
It's that thing, that secret sauce that we mix up that nobody knows. The next thing you know, your check fattens up.
Yep.
And you be like, where'd that money come from? Do I have to get this back? Okay. And if you're like Edwin went and cashed the check, so just in case they wanted it back. He's like, let me cash this check. Because they may want this back. Okay. So now, in this example, you're a diamond. When you become sapphire, you qualify for 1 generation. When you become ruby, you qualify for 2. Emerald, you qualify for 3. Diamond, you qualify for 4. Watch what happens here. In this example, you're the diamond. You could be the sapphire. Don't worry about this. So, when you find a person who is an emerald, it could have been frontline, it could have been all the way down here, the first person who was a sapphire above. And so when you find that frontline or that person, in this example, it just happened to be frontline. That's going to count as your first generation. Don't think levels. It's your first generation. So the comp plan is going to come and says, okay, well, all of this volume that's in green here, and it's really wider than that, we just want to show, all of that volume happens to be first generational volume for you. So the comp plan pays you 2% on all of that volume, no matter how wide, no matter how deep it is, but it will stop paying you when it finds another sapphire above. So that means that there's volume dripping over here, no sapphire. All of that volume calculates, you get paid 2% on it. Not so impressive. But what happens when you, found another person, another sapphire above? This starts your 2nd generation. So it's going to take all of this volume here and all of these people in here, and it's going to say, you now get paid 3% on that, but you must be ruby to get your 2nd generation. This is why we want you to go through the ranks. You must be ruby. So when you're ruby, you're going to get 3% on all of that volume. Well, guess what? You're already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're already 8 levels deep in your pay. Hello. It comes down and finds a sapphire. 3rd generation. 3rd generation pay, all of this pay here from that sapphire, and it could be whatever the volume is. So that's 8, that's 9, that's 10, that's 11. You're now getting paid on 11 level, and it could be over here. It could be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 levels of pay. Now you're getting paid 4%. All the way down level 16, it could be down level 40. Because it's a generation, it's not a level. Generation 4 is going to wait and find another sapphire right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This is your 4th. All of that volume right here, down wherever it is, you're going to get paid on that volume. In this leg only. Has nothing to do with that leg. So where is that volume? Shows you right there. 1st generation, that volume was 35,000 volume. So on your 1st generation, you made 2%. Not bad. $700. But how many of you know the bigger the pyramid goes, deeper, the more the volume? Right. Your 2nd generation, all of that volume. This is why we got the shaded areas to let you know that it's more than just this. We did this for illustration purposes. That group right there did 50,000 in volume. So you got 3% on the 50,000, and that check was 1,500. Third generation was right here. That volume was 20,000. You got 4% on that, so you made $800 check. And if you were a diamond and got qualified on all 4 generations, this 4th generation, all of that volume and any volume that's all over here, 30,000, you got 5% on that generation. So you make $1,500. So in this example here, guess what happens? You see that 5th generation? Who says we get paid on 5 generations? We don't get paid 5 generations, do we?
No.
Yes, we do. The comp plan just says 4 generations. Dynamic compression says we get paid on unlimited generations. Oh my goodness. Why do you trick us like that, HB? So watch what happens here, ladies and gentlemen. Over here on that generation, so you got you had generation 4. Over here, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You say, well, where's the 5 coming from? How do we do that? Well, here's what happens. How many generations does the emerald get paid? 3. So let's start with the emerald's pay. The emerald gets paid. This is his first one. This is her second one. This is her third one. Does she qualify for this one? It would be her 4th. Who qualifies for 4 generations? So that means that the emerald's 4th generation, she cannot collect. All of that money goes to the diamond. And that's the diamond's 5th generation. Oh. Well, $60,000 in volume was on that generation. We didn't take anything away from the emerald. We just dynamically compressed it. Means the company doesn't want any of the breakage. This is how most companies make money, is called breakage. We say we're going to take the breakage and we're going to force all of this money and pay it back to you. So in this example here, in that leg only, your check was $7,500 on that one bonus, on that one leg. I get excited every time I say, this is how I made my money. I'm telling you guys. But then it's going to climb over and says, okay, here's what happens over here. Now, watch this. You say, well, what happened to the rubies? Here's what happened for the rubies. Your ruby qualifies for 1, 2 generations, right? How many does sapphires qualify for? 1. So this sapphire, boop, that's the sapphire's 1st generation, right? So the sapphire is going to get paid 2% on this sapphire here is going to get paid 2% on this generation, right? When it comes here, is that sapphire going to get paid on this volume? No. Don't qualify. Guess who gets paid on it? The ruby. So the ruby, I get 1, 2, I get 3 generations, yeah, because it's the 2nd generation for my sapphire, and the sapphire didn't pick it up, so I have to take credit for it. Hello. Okay? So watch what happens. Then it comes over here and says, okay, you have another leg that's a sapphire above leg, so it happens to be a ruby leg over here. So what's going to happen? The diamond always gets paid 4 generations. The ruby's going to get paid 2. Sapphire's going to get paid 1. So what we do? So that's just illustrating how that money over here, that was in the 5th generation, went back to the diamond. Okay? And the same thing for the emerald. The 3rd generation for the ruby, it goes back to the emerald. Okay? So watch what happens over here. That 1st generation generated 25,000 volume for that for that ruby. So guess what? Generation 1 paid 2%. 2nd generation over here in this example was 30,000 volume. This volume here represented 30,000 volume. The ruby gets a 2nd generation bonus of 3%. But you got another sapphire down here. Right down here, you got a generation 3 sapphire. That volume was 50,000. So the diamond gets 4% of that, because the diamond does qualify for 3 generations, right? But this generation 3 is a 2nd generation for the sapphire. Does the sapphire get this 50,000 volume?
Nope.
The Ruby does. The Ruby picks it up on his second generation, and he also picks it up on his third generation. So he's going to get 50,000 times 3% and 50,000 times 2%. Y'all don't hear me.
Yeah, we do.
Y'all don't hear me. There's no other bonus. Guys, listen, this is not a percentage of the check. This is a percentage of the volume. All the travel savings volume counts towards that. All the 99s count towards it. The only thing that doesn't count towards it is the pack volume in the binary. Because we're going to pay you a lot of money in the binary. This is all residual volume. Nobody's willing to do it. They know about it. They're not willing to do it. Why? It pays out too much. So here's what happens. So you start looking at these checks. You already had $7,500. So now you got $500, $900, an extra $2,000. Second leg. You got $3,400 that you made in the second leg. So out of 2 legs, now remember, we've already paid you your uni-level bonus, and the uni-level has the same dynamic compression. They can't compete. They can't compete. So you're going to see people say, well, we got matching bonuses in our binary. Woo-dee-doo. Matching bonuses, let me share something with you. Take it from me. Matching bonuses is a trick in binaries because most people don't get binary checks. It looks good, but in reality it's for the monkeys. It's only people who make it, really. The monkeys. So here, you made $10,900 out of 2 legs of business over here, just because you were diamond. That has nothing to do with your uni level. That has nothing to do with your binary commissions. It has nothing to do with your fast track commissions alone whatsoever. So what we're telling you is this: if you're looking down here, you're already getting paid now 18 levels of business. Guess what? There's another sapphire here. That means there's a generation 6 that started. We didn't put the volume on because the paper ain't big enough. But the diamond picks up the 6th generation. Why? Because it is the 4th generation for the emerald. And the emerald don't get 4 generations, so the diamond gets it. Right below this sapphire, if there's another sapphire, that would be 7 generations. The diamond picks it up. Why? Because the emerald's not qualified to get it. Down below that one, there's another sapphire. That would be generation number 8, 9, 10. It keeps going on, and then to a point, the volume gets so big, the person probably is qualified. But this is why you want to go wide, so that when you're looking at your checks at the end of the month, how many generational bonus checks are you getting per leg? If you're 2-legged, you can't even qualify for the pins, which means that you limit your amount of the volume that you can get, the bonus. Go build wide. Go build wide and let us show you how to secure it with your depth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want each and every one of you to do exactly what your global master ambassador said. Let's go have some fun this weekend, no matter what anybody says. We love you guys. We can't wait to spend the rest of our lives with you. And to show you how much fun we're going to have, let's do it. Y'all ready? Yeah! Whoa!